Hey guys, Dr. J here. This is episode 14 of my Dark Souls Remastered walkthrough series. In this series, I will be defeating all of the enemies, collecting all of the items, and talking about the story and lore of the game. In this episode, we are going to explore the Catacombs. Before I enter the Catacombs, there are a couple of things I need to do. First, I'll visit Andre and repair my S-Stock. I'll also upgrade my longbow to +10. It's going to be very helpful in the Catacombs and elsewhere. I'll also give Andre the very large ember we got in the new Londo ruins.
That's a brilliant ember you've got there. For all my years in the trade, that might be the finest. How's about you leave that ember with me? I'm just an old smith. I'd give my left arm for a gem like that. Well, thank you mightily for that. Now, just leave the rest to me. Andre of Astora gets the job done, you shall see.
The last thing we need to do before entering the Catacombs is make sure we have at least 7 Eyes of Death. There is a Covenant we can find there, and it's best to get the miracle rewarded for reaching rank 1 on our first visit to the Catacombs, because soon afterward we'll no longer have access to that Covenant. To reach rank 1, we'll need a total of 10 Eyes of Death. Like I've said previously, the best way to farm them is by killing the basilisks in the depths. I'll show you the farming route, but I won't actually farm them, since I'll just use the dupe glitch. Before you start farming, make sure you have at least 10 humanities and the covetous gold serpent ring to maximize item discovery. You need to farm 7 Eyes of Death here, since we'll find 3 more near the place where we'll use them. Okay, we've reached the area of the depths where the basilisks dwell. There are 10 basilisks here, and each has a 6% base chance to drop an Eye of Death, which means that with maximum item discovery, you should expect an Eye of Death about every 4 basilisks. So it shouldn't take more than 3 or 4 runs to get 07, even if you start with 0. In this run, I received 3 Eyes of Death, which is slightly above average. Anyway, this is the end of the farming run. You can run back to the bonfire now, or better yet, just use a homeward bone, or the homeward miracle if you have it. We're done with our preparations for the Catacombs and can finally enter them. The entrance is right next to Fireling Shrine. We'll kill a few skeletons here to make sure they don't follow us inside. The skeletons are the same as the ones in the Catacombs, except that in the Catacombs we'll also find necromancers who revive them, unless we have a divine weapon. And we do have a divine weapon. Apart from the skeletons and the necromancers, we will also see the exploding floating skulls we encountered in lower New Londo ruins. They're fairly easy to avoid, so they shouldn't pose much of a problem. The skeletons, on the other hand, can be pretty annoying. Even though they die easily, they have several attacks and can even parry your melee swings. But as long as you take it slowly, going through the Catacombs isn't particularly difficult. This is the first necromancer we'll encounter. These guys do not respawn when we rest at a bonfire. By the way, I've kept my covetous gold serpent ring equipped, partly because we won't be using many lightning spears here, but also because I'm hoping they'll drop a skull lantern, which is one of the only 3 ways to create light in Dark Souls. And we'll need that in the next area. Since we can't farm necromancers, it's best to maximize the drop chance. Being able to kill necromancers from a distance is one reason I wanted the longbow upgraded. They have a fairly strong fireball, so avoiding it makes the run much easier. The skeletons have several gap closers. They can roll into you and only stop when they hit you or you dodge. They can jump or even launch their whole body at you. Their damage isn't huge, but there are a lot of them, so it adds up. Don't worry too much though. There are several bonfires here. The area isn't that big and the boss is a pushover, so you don't need to save Estus flask charges for him. It's also possible to get to the end very quickly, but there are many items we need to collect here. I will tell you which ones are required for the achievements when we get to them. So far, we've followed the normal path, but very soon we'll be able to branch off in several directions. After picking up the itemized soul from this corpse, we should switch to the bow and kill the necromancer at the other end of this bridge. We still can't cross it. We'll first need to use a switch to rotate the bridge and make it crossable, but it's best to deal with the necromancer from range. The two skeletons here are annoying on their own. We don't need a necromancer in the mix. He's dead, and now we can go down and start running along this ledge. Several floating skulls and skeletons will try to block our way, so it's best to run past and then pick them off one by one, especially since some of the statues are trapped and fire spikes when we get near them. Again, the damage isn't terrible, but getting hit mid-fight can turn things messy quickly. We should use this lever to rotate the bridge, and now we can cross it. Looks like one skeleton didn't aggro. I probably should have used the longbow here, but I didn't and paid for it. Still, like I said, they don't deal that much damage. Once we cross the bridge, we should enter the room on the right. There are several spots like this, where the floor crumbles and you drop into the room below. Here, the only things to find are a couple of crystal lizards. Don't worry about missing them, you can save quit and they'll reappear. Unlike the ones in the Great Hollow, these are guaranteed to respawn. Be careful with the statues though. All of them are trapped. When we're done, we should take this ladder back to that switch we used to turn the bridge. Now we should cross it again, but this time we should drop onto the ledge below. At the end of this pass, there is an illusory wall guarded by a trapped statue. Behind it is a bonfire, one of two hidden bonfires in the Catacombs. After resting, we should return, dodge roll past the statue, and climb the ladder next to it. This brings us to another device that rotates another bridge. It's also where we would have met Patches if we came here before, ringing the two bells of awakening. Next, we should enter the corridor beside the bridge we just turned, and at the end, drop down a couple of times. This puts us right above another necromancer. After killing him, we should turn left and pick up the weapon we'll finish the game with. The Great Scythe is arguably the best dexterity weapon in the game. It has an incredible moveset and excellent dexterity scaling. Once we are done with this and the next areas, we'll upgrade it to plus 15 and use it constantly until the end. After picking it up and activating another contraption, we should go up this ramp to collect a couple of items. We should be careful when grabbing this itemized cell. There is a trapped statue right next to it, and the two statues on either side are trapped as well. After that, we should return to the ramp and this time go all the way down. At the end, we should keep running forward so that we drop onto this ledge. Then drop to another ledge where we'll find a green titanite shard. The next drop takes us straight into the workshop of Vamos, the skeletal blacksmith. When we meet him, he'll create a very useful shortcut to the area boss. There's also a bonfire here, which helps a lot.
Be gone with you. You'll spoil my focus.
The bonfire is right behind us. We'll light it, of course, and rest. When we are done, we'll talk to Vamos. He sells homeward bones, and I'll buy a few, since I don't have many left.
What's that then? Need some smithing? Then produce me some wares.
I also bought a repair box, so I don't end up with a broken weapon in a boss fight again. And a lot of standard arrows, since he sells them the cheapest.
I'm here to smith, not to chit-chat. I've told you, I'm here for the trade, not for the talk. Enough with your presence. It disturbs me. Well, you are a persistent one, are you not? But I'm afraid I'm a mere blacksmith. It's just me and my trade. I would be of no help to a righteous warrior such as yourself. I've told you I have nothing to discuss. If I have anything to offer, it's my smithing, and nothing more. I'd be of more help with that ember from New Londo, of course. It's a shame the whole place was flooded. I've told you I have nothing to discuss. If I have anything to offer, it's my smithing, and nothing more. Speaking honestly, I must say that I'm at my very limit. There's no more work to be done. Ah, unless I had the flame of that legendary witch. But that would require a visit to Lost Izalith. Impossible. I've told you, if I haven't, speaking honestly, but if that'll be all, then be gone with it, you'll spot. What's that then? Needs to then put. Well, what was that about? Don't be coming around.
After that, I went outside through the shortcut he created. The area ahead is full of bone wheels. They're not particularly difficult individually, but there are a lot of them. The easiest way I found is to lure the first few into Vamos' workshop and kill them with the longbow. Don't worry, Vamos is tanky. They won't kill him. After the first few, I went back out and sniped the rest. It took a while, since there are many, but it was otherwise easy. After killing them, I headed towards the floating skulls. There is a black knight with a great axe on the ledge above. Getting close will lure him down. Fighting him in the open was easy. One backstab, well, a backstab and a couple of hits did it. I got lucky again and hit the Black Knight Great Axe drop, which means one less Black Knight weapon to farm later. Afterwards, I continued until I reached another opening in the wall. Inside, I killed a couple of skeletons and a necromancer. By the way, the boss is on the opposite side of this cavern. My luck continued. I got a skull lantern from this necromancer. Thanks to that, I now have a light source for the next area. Climbing this ladder brings us to another burial chamber. Inside, we'll fight a couple of skeletons. There's also a crumbling floor right next to them. I wish I could say that that's why I got buried by the skeleton, but I'd be lying. Anyway, after healing, I dropped through the crumbling floor to the area where the Black Knight was and grabbed the itemized soul here. After picking it up, I retraced my step back to the burial chamber. Right next to the crumbling floor, there is another ladder. I climbed it to find another itemized soul at the top. After going through this hole in the wall, we should turn right and continue until we reach a Titanite demon. This one is tougher than the ones we've faced so far. Still, using our lightning spears makes short work of him, though I did get hit right before he died. The reach of his weapon is deceptively long. Behind him, we'll find 3 Eyes of Death. They're why we only needed to farm 7 from the basilisks. After picking them up, we'll need to enter this open coffin. Eventually, a cutscene will play and we'll be transported to the next area, the Tomb of the Giants. This is where we can enter the Gravelord Servant Covenant, and its leader is Nito, the boss of this area, which is why we needed to finish our business with the Covenant now. After we kill Nito, we obviously won't be able to join and get the items we need. We should offer 10 Eyes of Death to reach rank 1 and receive another miracle. Both the miracles and the Gravelord Sword are required for the achievements, and now that we have them, we can return to the Catacombs and finish exploring them. We're almost done. Only a few items remain. After exiting out of the coffin, we should also exit the crypt. Outside, we should rush up the ramp and fight the 3 skeletons at the top, while avoiding the floating skulls explosions. After killing them, we should keep moving along the ledge until we reach a door. Inside, we'll fight another couple of skeletons. I messed that fight up, but once they're dead, we should break this wall. Kill the skeleton archer right next to us, drop down, and kill the other skeletons waiting there. We should ignore the other skeleton archer shooting at us, and instead come over here. Approaching the sarcophagus will trigger a giant skeleton to drop. After we kill him, we can pick up this ring. It gives us access to both another Covenant and a boss fight. After picking it up, we should start heading up until we reach another Necromancer. Right next to him, there is a ladder to climb. At the top, past a trapped statue, we will find the last of the items we need from the Catacombs, this miracle. Despite it being the last achievement-related item, there are a couple more in the Catacombs. One is the Paladin armor set. We'll pick that one up on the way to the boss. Unfortunately, since we rested at a bonfire, all these skeletons respawned, so we'll have to spend some time killing them. There are a few more left, unfortunately. If you don't want to bother with the skeletons and don't care about the Paladin armor set, you could just homeward bone back to Vamos's bonfire. It's also warpable, but then you'll have to deal with the bone wheels, which shouldn't be a big issue. You can run past them and go through the boss fog gate, but we're almost there anyway. We just need a couple of drops. First, we should drop onto this bridge, then from it, drop onto this ledge. We should also heal up, because the next drop is a big one. There's also a summon sign here. We can summon Paladin Leroy. If the bone wheels downstairs are alive, we can use him to distract them, but since they aren't, we can just start the boss fight. Although this boss is probably the easiest in the game, I'll still use Power Within, so I don't waste time. If we follow this path, we'll soon reach the boss fog gate. Once we drop into the giant sarcophagus, a cutscene will trigger. After the cutscene, I'll use Power Within and kill Pinwheel, who will deal obscene damage. There we have it. I killed him before he even teleported once. As a reward, we'll get the Rite of Kindling and one of his masks. I also save quit to clear Power Within. Afterwards, I switched from my shield to the Skull Lantern and from the covetous Gold Serpent ring to the Ring of the Sun's Firstborn. I also equipped the Mask of the Mother. Its HP bonus is negligible, but better than nothing. Next, we should go up this ladder, and then the next one, until we reach the top of the giant sarcophagus. We should go around its edge to a path leading to an itemized soul. Now we should go back to where we climbed the ladders and enter the Tomb of the Giants. Most of the area is pitch black, which is why we needed the Skull Lantern. But even if we didn't get it as a drop, we would find one near the start. There are a lot of giant skeletons here, and they're all really tough. Fighting them with the S-Talk just won't cut it, which is why once I reach the bonfire, I'll make some changes. But until then, we'll deal as best as we can. This giant skeleton is guarding an itemized soul. I'm afraid of rolling off the cliff here, which is why I'm using the S-Talk to break the obstacles. Now I'll slide down this sarcophagus and then turn right. There are a couple of giant skeletons here, but I won't bother fighting them. After grabbing this humanity, we'll finally meet Patches. But I'm not going to talk to him yet. Instead, I'll drop down to this bonfire, and make those changes I mentioned. By the way, the Rite of Kindling we got from Pinwheel lets us kindle any bonfire up to 3 times, which means up to 20 Estus Flask charges. This will be very helpful for exploring the Tomb of the Giants, but we'll do that in the next episode. I think this is a good place to end today's episode. Thank you for watching this video, and if it was helpful to you, I would very much appreciate it if you pressed the like button, subscribed to my channel if you haven't already, and left a comment down below.